All right, here we go. This is how to lose 10 pounds in an hour. This is meant for wrestlers, but it can be applied for anyone who's looking to lose at least 10 pounds in a short amount of time. So let's get started. Here we go. $179.7, not a bad starting point. First things first, we need clothes. We're going to start off with shorts, thermal shirt, t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, and then we're going to tuck it all into the shorts. That way we're keeping all that heat locked in. Then we're going to throw on the sweatpants. I like to wear track sweatpants because they make me sweat even more, keeps the heat inside. Obviously tucking in the sweatpants into our socks, got to have that wrestler look. Then we're throwing on a sweatshirt next, throwing on a hoodie. Now we're going to throw on a windbreaker. This windbreaker is going to trap in all the heat. Last thing we're going to throw on is a beanie, and then we're ready to go. As we get going here, one of the last things I'm going to do is tape up my wrists. Now, the protocol here is we're only going to go for an hour. First 40 minutes is about breaking a sweat and keeping the sweat going. I'm going to start off with a heavy, hard bike sprint for about 15 minutes. Now, I'm not 100% effort, usually around like 80%, get my heart rate high. Can't create a sweat response unless your heart rate gets up to a certain point. And going hard for the first 15 minutes does that for me. Now, after that, it's really just about keeping the sweat going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow down a little bit. We'll do some 5-minute intervals of wrestling / riding the bike again. And then after we get to the 40-minute mark, we're going to sauna. We're going to do a 12-minute round, take a 3-minute break, and then finish off with the last 5 minutes. And we're going to go check weight and see where we're at. Let's get started. All right, first 15 minutes done. On the air down, I usually keep it about 60 RPMs. That was roughly 5 miles in that 15 minutes. Got a good, decent sweat going. Now we're going to go right into 5 minutes of wrestling and then back on the bike for 5 minutes. Okay, first wrestling, 5 minutes, bike, 5 minutes, done. Took off the hat, took off the athletic tape around my wrists. Body felt like it was getting a good sweat. Reached a point where it felt like it was overheating. One thing to keep in mind when you're cutting weight is your core body temperature. When your body heats up to a certain point and it's not able to cool down, one, it stops your sweat response, and number two, it throws all your blood into your internal organs to preserve them, which makes it hard to be active and keep a high pace. So once you start feeling like your body temperature is getting too high, it's time to take some things off. Start with your heat centers. That would be your head, your hands. That's why I took off the athletic tape off my wrist first, get some more blood flow to my hands, and then took the hat off, allowed my head to cool down a little bit. Sweat started pouring heavily once I took those off. So heading into round 2 of the wrestle bike circuit. Here we go. All right, 40 minutes done. Did 15-minute hard, heavy bike ride, and then 5 minutes of wrestling, 5 minutes bike, 5 minutes wrestling, 5 minutes bike, and then 5 more minutes wrestling. So 40 minutes total. Got a good heavy sweat going, ready to fire up the sauna and hop in there. Going into the sauna, I'm going to take most of everything off. The only thing I'm going to leave on is my shorts. Need the heat to be able to touch my skin, to be able to keep my skin temperature high in order to keep the sweat going. Going to check weight before I hop in the sauna, see where I'm at, and then finish out that last 20 minutes. Let's go get it. All right, weight check. Here we go. 172.6. All right, in the sauna now. So we're gonna do 12 minutes in here, 3-minute break, and then finish it out with 5 more minutes, and then see where we're at then. Final weight check, here we go. Right on the money, 169.9. All right, so we finished off losing 9.8 in 1 hour. So 2/10 off from that 10-pound mark. If we were actually making weight, all we have to do is hop into the sauna one more time, and then we're good to go. Lost 2.6 pounds in that last 20 minutes. One more sauna trip probably would have taken off another half pound. Pretty solid. Now, 10 pounds in 1 hour is a lot. As you can see, I was pretty exhausted. I was pretty tired, pretty tapped on energy. I was pretty dead by the end. Keep in mind that while I was doing this, I wasn't actually cutting weight. I've been eating semi-healthy, fully hydrated, had a lot of energy in my system, and it was still very difficult. Losing 10 pounds in an hour isn't something that someone should ideally do. It is something that people who are eating healthy and people who are staying super hydrated can do on the day or night before weigh-ins to be able to drop that much weight. Would I recommend dropping 10 pounds in an hour? Absolutely not. Also, in a realistic situation, this isn't how I would do things. Normally, I would just go wrestle for 60 minutes and easily lose that. Your heart rate gets a lot higher when you're wrestling. Plus, if you're keeping hydrated while you're wrestling, it's pretty easy to lose 10 pounds in a practice. Now, what I was trying to illustrate here, what I was trying to show, is that you can do it outside of a practice. So let's say you had a practice and you're still 10 over, then you can go do it. Also wanted to show that shit's not easy. It's hard. I mean, you can see it in my face, like how difficult it is. There's a lot of different mental battles going on while I'm going through this. I mean, there's just a lot of different things involved. So for people who like to cut weight or for some reason think that cutting weight is the best option for them, sometimes it's not, unless you're eating super healthy, unless you're drinking a lot of water. Ideally, we want to try to maintain ourselves within 6 pounds overweight and not get sky high 10 pounds over and then try to drop it all in a short amount of time. But it is possible, as I showed. If you guys have any questions, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how I can help.